According to the reports available in media publications and social networks, as well as complaints submitted to the human rights defender via hotline by villagers of Tavush province, since September 2, 2018, continuous fire towards Koti, Baghanis, Vazashen, Chinari, Voskevan and Aygehovit villages were launched. Based on the reports on shootings, the human rights defender composed delegations from the defender's staff members and dispatched fact-finding missions to Tavush province. The fact-finding missions were carried out in accordance with internationally accepted standards at all time, guided by the principles of confidentiality, accuracy, precision, professionalism, objectivity, and impartiality. Do not harm, avoid double victimization, etc. Koti. As recorded in the previous ad hoc public report of the defender, Koti has the most dangerous location of the border village located. While conducting the fact-finding activities, the delegations recorded that the military position of the Azerbaijani armed forces are close to the central part of the village, where people mostly gather and therefore could be directly targeted. See the first picture, which is taken from the central part of the village. The opposite mountain is the military position of the Azerbaijani armed forces. According to a Koti resident, on September 16, as a result of targeted shelling of civilian settlements, he was wounded in the right leg. This is the bullet. The wounded citizen noted that he was standing in front of a grocery store of Koti at the time of the shooting, which is in the central part of the village, and according to the head of the village administration, is approximately 1,100 to 1,200 meters away from the position of Azerbaijani armed forces. These facts were also acknowledged by the CSOs in their statement condemning military aggression of Azerbaijan against civilians and especially children living in the borderline communities of Armenia. Numerous traces of shooting were found on the wall of Koti's grocery store, in front of which the civilian was wounded. The villagers also pointed out that the frequency of shootings appeared to be connected with the season and frequency of civilians' activities in the streets. Numerous traces of shootings were recorded on the wall of a civilian house. Allegations presented to the delegation revealed that damages were the result of recent continuous shootings. Private interviews with civilians as well as examination of the locality showed that another civilian building that is damaged because of shootings is the House of Culture, which is a community entertainment center. As revealed during the interviews, recent shootings targeted and damaged also a vehicle of a civilian. Baghanis. The information provided to the Human Rights Defender's Office as well as media publications showed that there were shootings targeted toward the village school, civilian houses and the civilian road leading to the village. Civilians expressed their concern that shootings become more frequent when people gather in the streets of the village. According to the information provided by the villagers, the recent shootings directly targeted the school of Baghanis, particularly damaging the roof of the school. Based on the allegations of the villagers, apart from described damages, the shootings launched in September also targeted houses of peaceful local residents. Some villagers are frequently forced to leave their houses and move to safer places during the shootings. However, the delegation paid particular attention to the fact that there are also persons with disabilities in the village, unable to leave for safer places. Moreover, similar to Koti, in Baghanis as well, the grocery store of the village very often becomes the target of the continuous shootings. During the fact-finding mission, it was also revealed that the Azerbaijani armed forces also target the area of the village where elderly people gather to play cards and backgammon. Vazashen. According to the allegations of villagers as well as media publications, on September 11, 2018, shootings took place in the direction of Vazashen village of Tavush province from 1600 to 1700. A video released by the resident of the village proves that the shootings were directed towards a civilian residence. a private house where children were playing in the yard at the time of attack. Shootings apparently endangered the lives of civilians, especially the lives and health of women and children. This information was confirmed to the Human Rights Defender's Office, both by the village administration and residents. Moreover, the defender directly received information that there had been shootings targeted towards the village school as well. The shootings towards the village was pointed out in the statement condemning military aggression of Azerbaijan against civilians and especially children living in the borderline communities, published by a number of civil society organizations in Armenia. According to the head of the village, the community administration building of Vazashen is yet another target of shooting. The fact-finding activities showed a trace of damages on the wall caused as a result of recent shootings. Chinari. The allegations of the head of the village and civilians attested that the Azerbaijani armed forces targeted the village on the 13th and 14th September 2018. As a result of early morning shootings on 14 September, approximately from 8:30 to 9:00, the village kindergarten, its protective wall, as well as civilian houses were damaged. On the basis of damage caused by shootings, the authorized representative of the village administration and several civilians had ground to conclude that they were made by large-caliber machine guns and snipers. Voskevan. As published in media on 8 September, approximately at 22:00 and 12 September 2018, Voskevan village was targeted by the Azerbaijani armed forces. This time, residents claimed that the roofs, walls of the houses, as well as household appliances were damaged. Aygehovit. On September 13, 2018, approximately at 10:00, the Azerbaijani armed forces targeted shootings towards a grape harvester, consequently causing damage to one of the civilians' cars that was targeted by the Azerbaijani forces while a civilian was gathering grapes at the Aygehovit province. One of the bullets damaged his car's window. He survived due to the fact that he was a little away from the car. Main findings and conclusions. All information mentioned in the report and the facts revealed within the fact-finding mission show that the Azerbaijani troops have repeatedly attacked civilian settlements of Armenian village Koti, Baghanis, Vazashen, Chinari, Voskevan and Aygehovit during 2 to 30th of September. As a result, shootings caused damages to civilians' houses and other properties, schools, kindergartens, and administrative buildings, leading to gross human rights violations. The nature of the targets and the direction of shootings are particularly concerning since the mission found out that no military units or military objects are located in the villages or in the vicinity of these civilian settlements. Comprehensive analysis of results of the fact-finding missions clearly showed that the shootings are more intensive during times when civilians are active and are targeted at locations including schools where civilians are gathered. The wide range of relevant cases and facts described in this report attest the intention to harm civilians' lives and health, including that of children, women, and elderly people, which creates a spirit of fear and uncertainty.